So, hey everybody. Tonight I wanted to talk about Sun Salutation B. Um, so, this is a really good tool similar to Sun Salutation A. It's a set sequence of poses. So, if you're ever at a point and you want to practice but you're not sure what to do, you can always jump to those two set sequences and string together a practice. I'm going to show you a variety of different variations. So, for instance, if down dog is not something that's part of your practice, I can show you ways to take that out so that you can have a more challenging practice for those days that you want that, or you can have a more easygoing practice for when that's more appropriate. So we'll go ahead and start in mountain pose, standing at the top of our mat. Mountain pose is more complicated, I guess, than it's given credit for. So you want to make sure that you're grounding through all four corners of your feet. Weight distributed evenly through the balls of your feet, through the heels. Tuck your tailbone. Take your shoulders back and relax them down. And that's mountain. We're going to take a deep inhale. Lift the hands over the head. Stretch them to the sky. Exhale. Fold forward. And if you need to bend your knees here, or if you'd like to place your hands on blocks, that's perfectly fine. Inhale. Hands flat on your shins for flat back. And then exhale. This is our first variation. Go ahead and come down into tabletop. So this variation is appropriate if you're not really ready to step back into chaturanga and do what's typically called a vinyasa. So go through chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So just feel free to step back into a tabletop. And while you're here, just go ahead and get the juices flowing. So do a little cat-cow. Arch the back, look up. Round the back, look up. And then we're going to do a cat. Come into a cow. And this is a great pose to just start to get your spine moving in both directions and get it warmed up. So just do a few rounds of cat-cow here. Then go ahead and step, in this case my right leg back, just for a calf stretch. So this is a great alternative to down dog to bring some length through the calves. So just press back here, stretching through the calf. And you can shift your weight forward and backward. And go ahead and switch legs. And just stretch through the other calf. And instead of doing our typical chaturanga, we're going to lower ourselves down onto the mat from our knees here. And we're going to push up into Sphinx pose instead of our upward facing dog. Now this is a great pose for your lower back. If you have any lower back pain, resting in this pose can help. So we'll just take a second to relax here into Sphinx. Then go ahead and press back into child's pose. Arms outstretched. And come up into hero. So from here, come up onto your knees. We're going to go ahead and step the right leg forward, shift our weight, and we'll come up into Warrior One. Now, Warrior One, we have our back toes pointed to the side of our mat, front toes pointed forward. Our hips are open to the side, arms up overhead. So this is a great pose in terms of building strength through our arms, through our legs. So feel free to sink as deep as you want into this pose. Just breathing here. And then exhale, just windmill the arms down. Come back into our hero. Child's pose. Push into our Sphinx. Back into our child's pose. Come up, and we'll step the left leg forward and come up into Warrior One on this side. So again, our back toes are pointed outward, front toes pointed forward, our knee over top of our ankle, never going beyond it. Hips open to the side. And then once we're done holding here, again, we'll bring the arms down, step back into our child's pose, press into our Sphinx, and then we can come back into our tabletop. So that's the first variation for Sun Salutation B. Kind of the next step up is we can start to incorporate our chair pose. If chair pose is not part of your practice, feel free to stick with the first variation or just incorporate pieces of each. So again, we'll start at the top of our mat in mountain, grounded through all four corners of the feet. Inhale, arms overhead. And then exhale into chair. Now you should just be able to see your toes as you look over your knees. You can sink as deep or as high into this chair as you like. So come down into the chair. Then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're going to step back into plank. Place our knees down. Lower down into the floor. Coming into our Sphinx pose. Pausing here. Just relaxing. Press back into our child's pose. Bringing our right foot forward into our Warrior One. And from Warrior One, placing our hands back down, stepping back into plank, dropping the knees, dropping the body, up into Sphinx. Resting here for a moment again. And then again, pushing back through Child's, coming up, stepping the opposite foot forward, Warrior One on the opposite side. Again, knee over ankles, back foot turned out, hips open to the side. Windmill the arms down, back into plank, drop the knees, lower, press up into Sphinx. Back into our child's pose. Come up, step forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale down into our chair. And then inhale into Tadasana. So that's our second variation on Sun Salutation B. Now this last is going to be kind of our full version, fully fleshed out version of Sun B. And like I said, feel free to take pieces from each of these and kind of knit together your own practice. The great thing about yoga is there really are no rules. So full Sun Salutation B, standing in mountain, grounding through all four corners of the feet, tailbone tucked, shoulders back and down, relaxed. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, chair. Breathe here. One last breath, deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, arms down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, arms down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now pause here and just walk out your dog. Just take each foot, take some little baby steps to stretch through those calves. One last breath here. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale. Come up into flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Lower into your chair. Exhale, Tadasana. And that's Sun Salutation B. So if you have any questions on that sequence of postures, feel free to get a hold of me. But if at any point you, like I said, need a practice, Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B are great resources, great sequences that you can learn and repeat anytime that you want to do yoga. So thanks, yoga friends. Until next time.